The model released by Sakana is currently a hot topic because in benchmarks and tests, it's claimed to match the performance of the banned Fable 5 and even surpass it at times. These are actually tests that compare different AI models. Every model is compared with one another in this way. Sakana AI is actually a Japanese firm, and it's basically a response to the US banning Fable 5, saying, "You banned it, but we've released a model even more powerful than Fable 5, and they've come out saying there's no risk of it being banned." In this video, we'll take a look at what Sakana AI is doing, because Sakana AI doesn't work in the way we're used to. It has a different system, and thanks to what it does, through this system and orchestration, it claims it can surpass others. They're saying here that orchestration is no longer just technical optimization, but actually a geopolitical operation in their tweets. And models can be banned? The important thing is for you to use all models correctly and get much better performance. As Sakana, they're basically saying we've achieved this. What they've done, so what they're doing isn't actually releasing a new model, but by enabling us to use the models we have, Opus, GPT, Kimi, Gemini, whatever we have, correctly, I think they claim to do a better job through a more powerful orchestration. We'll see. I've tested it step by step in this video. There was that very popular video, It featured a museum, a game, and a website. The Fable 5 versus Opus 4.8 comparison. I took that comparison, the museum, the game, the same ones, just as we looked at Fable 5 and Opus 4.8. In the same way, what was it? I forgot the name. 1 second. We'll also look at Sakana's Fugu model. We'll give Fugu Ultra, their top model, a single prompt, and we'll look at the output with one prompt together. Now, in their own tweets, they're showing how they beat Fable 5 on Livecode Bench. You can see it right here. Similarly, they're showing how they beat GPT on GPQAD, Mythos Preview, in the same way they're beating Mythos Preview here too. Here on SWE Bench Pro, Fable 5 is in the lead. This is the one he trusts the most here. On Humanity's last exam, Fable 5 is also ahead. But it's very close here, like 53 to 53, so they claim they're better than GPT 5.5 anyway. Okay, as I said, we'll see it in practice. We're actually going to see how it is right now. This is Sakana's own post. You can go to Sakana. We'll see it on sakana.ai. It's accessible from here. This is where you get your membership stuff. You make your membership requests here. About Sakana is right here. It comes from Sakana AI. What's here? Apply. It says team. We went to the wrong place, team careers. Now, when you reach Sakana's console, you have a console like this, just like before. On this console, if you'd like, let me show you the pricing like this. The pricing is like this. Input $5, $10, output $30, $45. And if you want, for this Ultra model, you can use it with a monthly subscription. Or if you prefer on the API, you just use it with, as I said, that thing. You can use it with a subscription. It's not open to Europe right now, but it can be used from other places. You can see all the details here. In billing, you can actually see all of these usages. As you can see in these tests I've done, this is the $20 package for my 5-hour limit. I got the $20 monthly package just to try it out. In the 5-hour tests, it used up 92%. Of the 5 hours, it also used up 32% of the weekly limit with what we've done. But what we've done is really heavy work. Now let me explain the logic a bit. If you remember, in Sakana's tweet, there are these little fish right here. The little fish come together to become one big fish. Sakana means fish in Japanese. And Fugu is actually the structure they form by combining. Sakana Fugu is many language models. You can think of those fish as language models. Opus 4.8, GPT 5.5, Gemini Flash 3.5, or Gemini 3.1 Pro. It combines these and actually gets results by running them together. So instead of working with a single model, you're running all the models for one result. This is actually Sakana's way of operating in such a structure, and they say they get better results with it. So there's no new model out there. They're changing the way existing models work. Now let's look at the test together. Now you can see all of our work here. They all have costs. And the sites are here, 3 websites, 3 three-dimensional art museums, and we have 3 games. You can see all of them right here. They all have costs. We'll look at them one by one. First, let's start with Opus 4.8. We're opening them one by one. As I said, it cost $2. It took 15 minutes to make. For Opus 4.8, and 80,000 tokens were used. There are 30 products. It made these products with SVG like this, but the site is quite smooth. There was only one image missing here. It's nothing. You can see the products and the site like this, and it appears like this when added to the page, or you can go to the product page when you click on it. Quite smooth. Opus 4.8 is quite good. Let's close it. Let's look at Fable. What did Fable 5 do? We ran it before it was banned. Fable's site is also very nice. Actually, it's even nicer. But the price difference is like this. One is $2, the other is $7.53. You need to think about it this way. There isn't really a huge difference in quality on the site side. We can still view the products. We can add them to the cart. Our cart doesn't open automatically here, but like this. There was just one difference. Fable 5 built the entire infrastructure. So it also built the admin panel from inventory management to CRM. That's the real difference. Okay, the front end has similar structures to Opus, but on the back end, Fable 5 built everything. That's why it was so good. Now we're coming over here and opening the content created by Fugu Ultra. Fugu Ultra cost $1.41 to run. How much? 84,000 tokens used. It spent close to what Opus did. All of these had 30 products and 5 collections. Here there are 8 products. There are collections, there's a story. SVGs were created here, while this was done as a single HTML file. It's a bit different. Notice how the pattern changes on hover. It used the same candle image for all of them, for example. Or you can't click on the products. It adds to the cart, but you can't go to checkout. So Fugu failed here, from what I can see. Sure, it's cheaper and faster, but we don't have what we want. Looking at the sites, it doesn't beat Fable 5 as claimed, and it doesn't even beat Opus 4.8. So Opus 4.8 has actually done a better job right now. Let's go to the 3D Art Museum now. Let's see what happens on this side too. Here, Fable 5 ran for 22 minutes, used 108,000 tokens, and cost $5.42. That's less than the site cost. Opus 4.8 did it in 41 minutes. It took a long time but used fewer tokens, costing $2.19. Fugu Ultra did it in 7 minutes. From what I've seen so far, Fugu is the fastest. It used about as many tokens as Opus and is actually the cheapest. Now let's start again one by one. Let's look at Opus 4.8's museum in 3D art. For example, we selected the Baroque period here. We picked one, chose an artist, and entered the gallery. There was only one problem here that I didn't fix. The pictures, the artworks and paintings, weren't visible. The info was there, but there was a glare. It's actually something that could be fixed with a single prompt. The experience is quite good, and being able to go back to the timeline is actually, if I can just get out, I hope. We're out. When you go to the timeline, you can see that many artists are included and it's organized into the right periods. It's laid out correctly in chronological order and it's very detailed. There are 9 periods in total. There are 38 artists and 380 paintings. Now, Fable had taken things to the extreme again. 14. Periods, 89 artists, 2,305 paintings. So instead of 380, 2,305 paintings. This side isn't clear, we'll see it now. I'm opening the live URL. It's obvious from the start anyway. Let's go with Baroque again. Okay, I clicked Enter Gallery. This is quite different. The details in this, the fact that all the real paintings are there, being able to browse one by one, it's truly unique to Fable. Really? Unique to Fable. Now this has a very interesting structure. In terms of experience, it's far ahead anyway. As you can see right now, we closed it by mistake, 1 second. It's far ahead in experience, and let's head towards the end like this. And now we'll take a look at Fugu. Very successful. Now we've exited, and we're looking at Fugu. So I guess we only have this many artworks then. I'm looking from here to the end of the hall. 8. I think it's put in 8 artworks. There are also attackers here. I'm not sure. Okay, it's placed the paintings. but it's like we've entered a game. It lacks the experience of the other one. It's a bit strange, and it's over. So one has 2,300 works. Here, all of these were made with a single prompt. In one, thanks, really? In one, there are 8 works. So, okay, it took 7 minutes. It cost $1.33. As I said, this is Fugu's Ultra model, but it still didn't work. Live URL. We've come to the game. This is a strategy game. Age of Empires style. We're going to the wrong place. If you remember here, in the system Opus made, they can build their houses quite nicely here. We can create new workers. There are warriors here. Are there? Yes. We can actually make them fight. It was just going a bit backwards. The keys were reversed for the map. Yes, I remember now. It was hard to navigate. We can make them attack if we want, but there was a bug in these. They weren't attacking. That's what I remembered, though. Structurally, in a similar way. Building houses, economy, unit economy, collecting money, it did it all. If we attack, they attack back, but they weren't coming on their own. This cost $1.9, whereas for $5.92. Now let's get to Fable. As far as I remember, Fable did a good job with the game. Of course, we have rules here. They really do attack here. For one thing, the graphic details are much better. It says they're coming in 2.5 minutes. Let them come. These are things. Let's do something right away. What should we do? Should we build a house? Should we build a storehouse? We can't build a watchtower. Let's build a house right away. And you build a farm right here. Let's start gathering. You go gather wood if possible. Chop some wood? What about you? You're a worker too. Were there any berries or something over here? Were there? Okay, let's gather from the farm. No, you guys do something. You mine some stone. So, for example, when we do this, the level of this game progresses correctly. It's very distinct, and the details are too. These are enemy castles. Very nice. Fable 5 has really produced a very nice game here again, and they're gathering, as you can see. They're gathering resources. Once we have enough resources, we'll be able to make more soldiers. What does it need? 140. 6. What? It needs wood. Okay, we need to increase our wood. Okay, let's send a woodcutter. Let him chop wood until it's 140. Let's see if we can make new soldiers. It's tough with only 2 people, but there's also an attack like this. They're coming here, but you've seen the logic. The game is actually playable and it works. There's no problem. And it works with the logic we want. It even turned out to be a difficult game. I remember... we couldn't pass it later on. It's 145. Why can't we do it? Let's do it. Come on, let's build the barracks too. You go do that. We have a house. The population goes up to 13. It's actually become quite an Age of Empires style game. Is it like turn-based? No, it's real-time strategy. There's even a map here. Who's where the resources are. There's gold around here, for example. We see there are other things too. Now, did we do this? It's finishing. Let it finish so we can make soldiers. They're coming for us. Okay, let it finish. Let's make a soldier. But which one? Make a champion. Who's coming? We're looking. Are the enemies visible on the map? 1 or 2 people are coming. Our champion didn't make it in time. Tough. He's really made it difficult. No, they're going for our worker. No. Defend. Champion, you come too. Okay. So it's been a good game. I even feel like playing it. Even while filming the video, I feel like playing this game because it's a successful game. Even with just this much, Fable lets you build, play, and develop a game at this price when you're bored. Now let's also look at this. I'll leave this now because it'll get harder and harder. This is Fugu Ultra. It took 10 minutes. It cost $2. It's very close to Opus 4.8 in cost. Let's see it live. I mean, I don't want to say much, but what are these doing? Now? I'm making 2 things right away. I'm making soldiers. Okay, I made soldiers. Someone's attacking. Why are they attacking? Where are they attacking from? Come on! They're attacking from everywhere. We need to make more soldiers. It's a bit silly. Some people are running and gathering things. We're constantly making soldiers. Okay, let's make a woodcutter, a worker too. We can't build any buildings, nor the unit economics like before. Places to train soldiers. Places for farming. None of these exist. In certain cases, they can come from all sides. They just attack like this. Honestly, it's another nonsense result. Okay, the logic is fine, but Gemini could do this too. Most likely. So there's no need to spend this money. You could have Gemini make the same game for a quarter of the price. So my take so far is that it hasn't been very successful. I mean, there are these claims made in such a fancy way. Now, something is always happening in the AI world. You constantly need to try new things. We develop startups, we serve our clients in startups, we develop custom systems for clients. We need to thoroughly test these models and applications in order to provide the very best possible service, to create the most effective and efficient workflow for ourselves, and to make sure we are always using the right tools for the job. But this process also teaches us something important. Numbers and statistics keep changing, new and fancy things keep coming out all the time, but every fancy thing doesn't actually translate into the same thing when it comes to your use case. As we can see in the example right now, in all three, it couldn't even beat Fable 5. It's not as good as it claims. Better than Fable 5, but it couldn't beat Opus 4.8 either. So it doesn't perform any better than Opus 4.8. Still, orchestration is the future of this business. And orchestration is actually one of the areas where you'll become the strongest. This logic is sound, it just needs time to develop. That's how I can put it. So it doesn't exactly destroy Fable 5. It doesn't wipe out Fable 5. It's not more powerful than Fable 5. But in the future, you'll use it this way. Instead of relying on a single model, you'll combine the power of many models. But we're not in that future yet. That's clear. I hope we will be soon. There's Open Router Fusion for this. It works with the same logic. We'll look at that in another video, but right now, I wouldn't recommend adding it to your workflows. To me, considering what it actually does, it's honestly a model that feels a bit pricey. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to catch more videos like this, you can subscribe to the channel. If you like it, I'll make more videos like this. See you later.